Hey everyone, MLive's Brendan Quinn here alongside the great David Mayo checking in on Michigan basketball tonight. It's nice to finally have someone with me. I'm sure everyone out there is getting a little tired of watching me talk to myself like a crazy person. So
I feel like I should be in Hawaii or the Bahamas or somewhere.
No,
right
Ann
now.
Arbor for you. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
It's obviously going to be a rough loss for Michigan, both in the immediate and in March. This was a bad loss. This was, I think, Virginia Tech is not as good of a team as Michigan in skill-wise, and I don't think they had any right blowing that lead late in the game. What do you think about the last 7 minutes of that contest?
The last day of November is just as bad a day to lose a game like this as the last day of February. It's just they were up by 15. They're at home. I spent the last 2 years covering the guy who invented 4 out, 1 in, basically, Brendan, Stan Van Gundy when he was with the Orlando Magic. Who's the 1 in here?
Yeah.
Who's stopping? Who's protecting the paint here? There was some real confusion. There was poor on-ball defense, but there was also poor gap defense. They were looking for help that wasn't there. It's just a terrible defensive performance. I think 9 out of the last 10 possessions, Virginia Tech scored. Just not a good look tonight.
No, and often just, I mean, not even a hand. Not even a body on a guy, just clear lanes straight to the basket. And it was something that, I think that people started to kind of believe that these things were changing a little bit about Michigan basketball. The defense was improving, and statistically it is improving. Billy Donlin and all these storylines that are kind of going. Was that just a switch, or did you see Virginia Tech doing anything different that also got Michigan a little bit off kilter?
Well, they went basically 5 small there, and when DJ Wilson fouled out, it hurt him. But I thought, Beeline tried to John Teske. I mean, the only real center they have on their roster. He was looking for something to create some paint consequences for these guys because there were none. I mean, you got in there and the restricted area was unrestricted. So it was just one of those nights where they were soft on the perimeter, and then when they got in, guys, they got blown by. Yeah. So it was, if they play defense like this all year, it's a 15-win team.
Right. And on the other side, your general thoughts on this group, because up until about 30 minutes into the game, this thing was looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
This team resembled the group a little bit that I saw in New York, that had an edge to it, that went to the basket, that kind of played with some, moxie, whatever you want to call it. And that went out the window a little bit there. But you kind of saw the Jekyll and Hyde that's going on here a little bit.
They have really good guards who can control a game, and if you let them do it, and they've run into teams here 2 games in a row with pretty good guards, and you've seen that, as long as they can keep it on that level, they can compete with teams. I just think it's at the other couple of positions where they're a little bit thin.
Yeah. And most dramatically on defense. And I don't know if there's quick fixes.
Yeah.
That's going to be some stuff that they have to figure out, because it's only going to get tougher. Michigan has Texas and UCLA next week, and this was a time that I think you needed to see this thing kind of come together and really make a run toward going 10-2 in league play. Crack the top 25, build some momentum in the resume, and instead this was a significant step back. Do you think this group has the wherewithal to turn things around in a couple weeks here, or is this going to be a season-long story?
Well, I mean, we're going to find out. They're going to run into the Welsh kid from UCLA, a good big kid. I think they're going to have problems against teams that have any kind of size at all, especially a big man can step away from the basket. So however much you see of that this year is how often Michigan's going to struggle, I think.
Well said. Well, are we going to get you back here soon?
Next week, Texas.
Brilliant. All right. It'll be nice to have some more company. So until then, for David, I'm Brendan. As always, thanks for watching.